When I saw the mobilization, primarily led by young people over the last year, it gave me hope. When George Floyd was murdered, and we witnessed it on phones and televisions and screens and images, it was just the most vivid reminder that the criminal justice system in this country has never operated in a colorblind fashion, and that the consequences for families and communities has been devastating. There were some frustrations for me in my institutional role. So, for example, I went as far as I could just commenting on cases like Trayvon Martin or what was happening in Ferguson because, as we discovered, not every president follows this, at least my successor didn't, but I followed the basic notion that the Justice Department was independent. I could not steer them, and I wanted Eric Holder and the Civil Rights Division, the Justice Department. I did not in any way want to endanger their capacity to go in, investigate, and potentially charge perpetrators, which meant that I could not come down or appear to come down decisively in terms of guilt or innocence in terms of what happened. So you had institutional constraints. That sustained mobilization and institutionalization of the movement has now, has for several years now been refocusing on, all right, how do we get a new district attorney in there? And when we do, how do we make sure that they're held accountable? How do we start electing state legislatures that are rethinking what we're criminalizing and what we're not? How do we analyze budgets and make very clear decisions about how money's spent and who exactly is negotiating with the police officers union to determine what the basic guidelines are in terms of how they are or are not held accountable? All that granular work that's being done at the local level is exactly where I would have wanted to see us move. When I saw the mobilization, primarily led by young people over the last year, it gave me hope. And what's given me even more hope is the way in which it wasn't a one-off, but that hope has now been translated into action.